All right, guys, so let's cover about the icon field in HubSpot module. So obviously to start with, you need to create a module. So I just added an empty HubSpot modules in here, and then we will add a field called icons. Okay, and then you can also rename the Hubble variables just to, so to make our code more readable. So here, social icons. Actually, I'm going to call that social icons. And then you can select what will be the default icon you want to add. Let's say Airbnb. And then, okay, so I'm going to go back to the root like list in here. So far we only have a one fields in this module, which is the icons. And then if I'm gonna copy that over, you will notice something like this. But obviously, so I'm gonna start first. Let's just copy that first. So I'm gonna click copy snippet. So basically, if it's something like copy module, it's just grabbing like the code itself. So let's say you just want to grab the Airbnb thing, then you can name that name, because like this one is, yeah, so here Airbnb. So you can copy, or you can call whatever like parameters you want to add. So it has a name, it has a Unicode type, and an icon set of Fontawesome something blah blah blah. Now if I'm gonna copy that, okay, well, not that one, so I'm gonna click action and click copy snippet. So I have this more, it has this longer version of Hubble. So if I'm gonna copy that, and it's still the same, it's still showing the Airbnb thing, but you can add more like things in here. Like let's say I wanna make the width a little bit smaller. So height, you can also make this one dynamic by using any fields in here. So let's say 50px. There might be something wrong with how I put it. So it's with, okay, I have a typo. Let me zoom that. So with 50 by 50, if I'm going to preview that, it's smaller compared before. And let's say I want to add in this style, let's say I just want to make it solid or dash, depends on you. So like here, nothing is changing, but let's say you want to add something in here, maybe on your style. So let's have a spun. Let's just use an inline HTML just to make things faster. But if you put something like this, fill, and then let's say red, publish, review. You don't need to publish it, by the way. You can keep it, unpublished. So like, I'm sorry. So it ready turns to red. Now, obviously, we want it to be dynamic. What you can do is just add another text field, let's say color, that, and then you can call. So let's just preview that so you can see. So like this one, it is an array of Hubble, and we obviously just want to get the hex color. So by default, let's say I want to make that so blue by default. So if I'm going to preview it, see there's the color is changed, but I don't want to add use any of this one RGB or the hex color. I'm fine with the hex color in the CSS thing. So what we can do is just something like this, and let's call this color. Okay, so if I'm going to preview that again, it's ready turns to blue. Now there's other thing. This is just another way for you to style your icons. You can also call the CSS itself. So it really depends on your preference. And if ever you prefer to have, or you want to have a lot of icons, maybe you can do something like, let's say I'm gonna add something here, like let's just do a div on social. Oh, just have class, and then add something like social, and then we'll do an inline style of display, and then inline, um or just have flex. And again, if you want to make things dynamic, you can use the required CSS and the scope CSS, but just the purpose of this presentation, let's just make this, um so let's just make this working. So let's say type connect me, and then so I'm gonna preview that, move some of this. So there's already a connect me here. Now, what if you want to have multiple icons? You want to be dynamic. Like right now, we can only add one icon. So if you want to add more icons, instead of, using this one, it's better to group them and make them repetitive. So what I'm gonna do is click on the actions, click the group, and select this thing in here. So social icons, call that social icons. Now let's call that social icons. And then we just need to add something. We just need to tweak a little bit our code, because this one is, yes, it's just used for one icon. So I'm gonna click on the edit in here and make sure that you enable the repeater option. So you enable that, and let's say our minimum count is, we want it to be, we can make it 0, or if you really want to have your, a specific number, so one, maybe 1 to up to 5 icons. Maximum thing is just optional, but like we don't want to make our modules too busy, so you can adjust the maximum height, maximum numbers in here. So by default, I want it to be at least 1 icons. Now if we preview this, you'll notice that this one allows you to duplicate things, but you also notice that the social icons is not working anymore, because we've changed this into a group. So for sure as well, the code is changed. So I'm gonna copy that snippet and put it in here. You'll notice that there is a for loop, and you can also change, by the way, this thing in here. This is just for your own like wording. So let's say icon 2 or something. You just make sure that you also change the rest of the text. Now what happened in here, and by the way, I forgot to add another field, a link. So there should be a link on the icon as well. So I'm gonna copy that and then move that over here, copy again, and here. So what we will do is, for this CSS, I will like this color, that CSS in here. So I'm gonna move this for loop above where the column, where the field started. Okay, and then I will, so remove this one, and then this one, I'm gonna move that over in here on the link text, and then we will follow what we have code in here already. So just need to add this height. And again, if you wanted me to be dynamic, you want the height and the width to be dynamic, you can always add another fields in here. So I will move this over into this area, So I'm going to remove the static code and then publish. And here you go. We should be good to go. So there's something in here that we need to double check. So let me just remove. Then we'll add another icon. Maybe this. Then add another one. Maybe this. Oh, so that number one, and another would be this. So we have total of 4 icons, but they are not, they're not styling properly. So I mean, the logic is already there. We already fixed it. We just need to work on the styling. So actually you can just, make sure. So this one. So if we inspect the elements, things are fine. So there's already social in here. Oh, I see. Things like, it looks like it is creating another div outside. So there is, it's creating another div outside the social. So it should, we should make like some of this field shouldn't be outside the social. So there probably some issue with the arrangement that we created. So we just need to make sure that the 4, oh, so this div in here should be outside the end for loop. So I'm gonna publish that and we should be good to go. Again, you can always change the sizes in here, make that 20, 20, 20, and if you want that to be dynamic, then obviously just add, a number field and then call the Hubble variable. So yeah, that's how it works. I'm gonna put in the code in my article version in my blog, so check that out. And if you have any question, you can use my CTA to reach me out. So yeah, hope it helps.